How's it going, everybody? My name is HEADRUSH. In today's episode I'll be talking about amp modelers. I wanted to give you some of my honest thoughts and also give you some sort of a perspective of how you could also gain some benefits from moving more into digital environment in your recording studios. In my case, I'll be talking about a HEADRUSH GIGBOARD. That's the product that I own, but I'm sure some of these things you could actually relate to different products available in the market as well. Quick disclaimer though, I'm not sponsored by HEADRUSH in any way. I purchased the product with my own money and I will be sharing my honest opinion about it. However, if you'd like to support the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. I would appreciate that a lot. I have always been pretty romantic about my guitar sound. I wanted to go the old school way, so my Les Paul going straight into a big stack of Marshalls, maybe cranked up to 10 or 11, then SM57 in front of it, and in the best case scenario there will be a tape machine also capturing everything fully analog. You know, holy grail of the rock sound. I think these days nobody has money, time and space to actually do everything this way to capture every single idea that you have. Definitely I don't. But in the past few years, with development of technology, the new doors has been open to the world of digital amp modelers. But if you're scared of the word digital when it comes to your guitar sound, please wait a second and let me introduce you to a few ideas that might actually improve your workflow when it comes to your bedroom studio and the way you capture your ideas now. First of all, silent recording. That's one of the best things ever for me. Suddenly I am able to record at any time of the day that I want or night. I don't need to worry about my flatmates. I don't need to worry about any sound leaking out of my room or into my room. I don't need to worry about any neighbors living above or below me. It's just perfect case scenario. All I have to do is just put on my headphones, plug in guitar to the amp modeler, go straight through the USB to my laptop, and everything is getting captured exactly the way I hear it. Sometimes that does take a while to dial in a perfect sound. And while many of your housemates might be very supportive about everything that you do, well, listening to the same phrase repeated over and over for a few hours, it's very draining. And being respectful to other people around me, I tried not to do it as often. Definitely, silent recording is one of the most beneficial things for me. The second thing is ease of use. The setup of the whole studio for me right now when it comes to capturing guitar sound is only two cables. One jack cable coming out from my guitar going into amp modeler, and then USB cable coming out from the modeler into my laptop. And that's pretty much everything that I need. That means that the whole journey from me coming up with an idea and capturing that is very, very short, because all I have to do is just press record. I don't have to set up anything anymore. So the way I practice, everything is pretty much ready as it is. Whatever I'm hearing while I'm practicing, exactly the same sound can be captured. My point number 3 would be all in one. So what I mean by this is you'd never have to think again about getting new amplifier, new cabinet, any effects, because everything is just on board right now. You have the list of amps, different cabinets with different microphone placements, effects, modulations, distortions, delays, reverbs, all of this stuff is just ready for you. If you're like me, I used to love browsing for new gear. And sometimes that would even block me from actually creating. I would overthink that I cannot get these ideas out because I need this delay pedal, or I need this type of reverb, or I want to create with this, or I want to make this washy sound with this huge chorus or something, but I don't have a pedal itself. So instead of trying to work around this, I would spend hours and hours in online stores trying to browse for the perfect pedal for me. Well, now all of this is taken away because I have everything ready for me in this one box. And this is very inspiring because sometimes, even if I don't have any ideas, all I can do is just kind of browse through different effects and just try to listen how do they sound in different configurations. And this way it might also spark some inspiration, because different soundscapes create completely different feelings. So, you know, when, for example, Edge from U2, he created a lot of things while using reverbs and delays and modulations. And sometimes he would play very basic riff, but because of using all these effects, it sounded completely unique. So this is what you are able to do while you have everything at hand and you don't have to think about buying new gear anymore. Also, everything is kind of connected, but my fourth point would be there's no signal degradation. Everything that you're using in your signal chain, it's done digitally. Nothing is getting involved mechanically in your guitar signal anymore. So you're plugging in your guitar, and after that, everything is processed in this digital box. And there's no signal loss whatsoever, because in the real world, when you have the full pedal board, You still need to worry about your power, whether it's consistent or not. If you're using a lot of pedals, you might need to think about buffers in your signal chain to not lose the strength of your signal. And then you have patch cables. Sometimes one of those goes bad. It's just, there's a lot of things that you have to worry about. While here, everything is just taken away. You can just purely enjoy playing and building the sound. And the last but not least is reamping ability, and that gives you extreme flexibility when it comes to home recording. What reamping is, along the tracks that you're recording affected by any effects and amplifiers that you have on your signal chain on the amp modular, you can also record another track that is going to be completely dry and it's going to be only your direct input of the guitar. What it allows you to do is, after you're done with the whole recording process, you have the safety net of changing your guitar sound when you change your mind later on. In many different scenarios, sometimes you might come up with this idea with different delays and reverbs on this, but maybe you want to change the tempo of the track. But if you have delay and reverb baked in your track, obviously that might create a bit of a clash with the click and different instruments. If you have that direct track, you can feed that back into the amp modular again and then re-record it with different settings on any effects that you wanted. And this is just incredible, because once you are in the stage of mixing, you don't necessarily want to come back to recording again. If you have very good take already captured and you don't want to waste it, you can still re-track it with different sound. Okay, but the most important question is, how does it actually sound? Because all these extra features are not important if the sound coming out of the unit is just unusable. Well, and I'm gonna let you be the judge, because I think everybody has slightly different preferences, but I've been really impressed with the results I've been getting. Especially that I think capturing real guitar sound with a microphone and the amplifier is actually not that easy. What you're hearing in the room is completely different result that you would be getting from the microphone being very close to the cabinet. And then you need to deal with things such as like resonance of your room and all these things. So for me, it's been such a helpful tool to use amp modulars, because everything that I'm hearing on my headphones is literally being captured. I remember about like 10 years ago, I was playing on this Boss GT8 or something like that. And at the time, the sound of these digital processors, it was mostly like playing a Game Boy video game. At least when it came to like crunchy sounds or heavy stuff. Maybe cleans have always been pretty nice, but on the other hand, crunchy sound and I think heavy has always been a bit lacking. Well, these days, I wish I knew a bit earlier that technology has developed so much, because now I feel like suddenly I can forget about the process of recording. I can start getting more into creative zone instead of think about all these technicalities. The sound I'm getting from a gigboard at the moment, it's still punchy and it's very responsive, and it can get very heavy if I wanted to. For me, it sounds like a recorded amp. It doesn't sound like the amp in the room, but it does sound like a recording of a good amplifier. And you have so many different options that you can change your sound with. You can choose different cabinet responses. You can also download your own impulse responses, and with that you improve the sound of the whole unit so much more. So I'm just very happy with my choice, and to be honest, when it comes to home recording, I will stick to digital for a very, very long time. Obviously, I'm not saying that this is a perfect solution for the live setup, because I think you still need that speaker that is gonna push a lot of air. We all love playing on loud amplifiers, but when it comes to home studio, I think digital is 100% way to go, at least for me. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed that video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next episodes. Take care.